Hello well-wishers and welcome to my channel Aspiring Minds. In today's video, we are going to discuss D.H. Lawrence's poem Don'ts. So grab your virtual seats and let's begin. D.H. Lawrence, his full name being David Herbert Lawrence, was an English writer and poet who was born in 1885 and he died in 1930. He is best known for his novels like Sons and Lovers and Lady Chatterley's Lover, which often explored the themes of sexuality, psychology, and modernity. Lawrence's poetry often reflects his views on society, relationships, and the human condition. Don'ts is a poem by D.H. Lawrence that was published in his collection called Look We Have Come Through in the year 1917. Now this collection was published during World War I. It was a time of great social and cultural changes. The poem reflects Lawrence's rejection of the norms and expectations of the society, and he is wanting the readers to adopt a more authentic way of living life instead of blindly following what society expects one to do. So the central message of the poem is a call to individuality and authenticity. The poet encourages the reader to resist the pressures of the society to follow certain set patterns and embrace one's true self. He warns against blindly following tradition, authority, or cultural expectations and wants people to have personal integrity, a sense of respect for oneself, and self-expression. So let us now go into the detailed line-by-line meaning and explanation of the poem. Fight your little fight, my boy. Fight and be a man. So the poet begins by addressing the reader directly, urging them to fight their own battles, both literally and metaphorically. Now this could mean standing up for oneself and not following the expectations of the society and pursuing one's own path despite the obstacles that might come in the way of a person. The phrase be a man suggests the traditional expectations of masculinity, but Lawrence over here is encouraging the reader to redefine manhood based on one's own terms rather than following the stereotypes of the society. Don't be a good little boy. So Lawrence advises being overly obedient or compliant can create trouble. If you are always being a good little boy who blindly follows authority without question, it is going to create a lot of problem. Being as good as you can. So this line reinforces the idea that don't try to strive for goodness according to the standards of the society, because you might try to follow a good path but it may not align with your own personal values. So basically follow your heart. And agreeing with all the mealy-mouthed truths that the slide trot out. So Lawrence over here criticizes those who speak in an insincere manner using repetition of mealy-mouthed to emphasize the hypocritic nature that is there in people. He condemns false truths which are propagated by the society and asks the reader to find out the difference between genuine, honest people and people who try to manipulate you. To protect themselves and their greedy-mouthed cowardice, every old lout. So Lawrence accuses the individuals of acting out of self-interest and greed. He is highlighting that if you are greedy, you are going to have negative consequences if you try to prioritize personal gain over your self-respect. The word lout refers to a clumsy or foolish person, suggesting that those who try to follow the false notions as promised by the society are going to face the negative effects of it. Don't live up to the dear little girl who costs you your manhood and makes you pay. So Lawrence warns against allowing oneself to be controlled or manipulated by a romantic partner, especially that person who tries to exploit someone in terms of expenses. This line again emphasizes the cost of sacrificing one's manhood or identity just in order to please others, suggesting that this kind of compromise can lead to personal loss and regret. Nor the dear old mater who so proudly boasts that you'll make your way. So Lawrence extends the warning to include the influence of one's mother, cautioning against allowing maternal expectations or pride to dictate one's actions. Next, he goes on to say, make your own way. Over here, he is suggesting that don't be influenced by even the closest people around you, that could be your partner, your mother. Instead, he wants that one should live on one's own terms rather than according to the expectations of one's parents or partner. Don't turn golden opinions golden, or at least worth treasury notes. That is, he advises against seeking approval or validation from others, particularly if it requires compromising your own principles or authenticity. The reference to treasury notes highlights the idea of seeking material gain or financial reward in exchange for blindly submitting to another person. From all sorts of men, don't be beholden to the herd inside the pen. That is, he warns against becoming indebted or obligated to others, emphasizing the importance of maintaining independence and self-reliance. The metaphorical image that he uses over here portrays society as a herd of animals. That is, most of the people in the society are subjected to the norms of the society, and it restricts their individual freedom and expression. So don't be like that. Assert your independence instead of submitting to another person. Don't long to have dear little boys whom you'll have to educate. That is, he advises against aspiring to have children, suggesting that parenthood includes a lot of responsibilities and sacrifices that might come in the way of an individual's freedom. He says that there are practical challenges of raising children, implying the burden of education and guidance, which can become burdensome to earn their living, nor yet girls, sweet joys, who will find it so hard to mate. So Lawrence extends this warning to include the desire for daughters, suggesting that raising girls also brings its own challenges and sacrifices. The phrase "find it so hard to mate" suggests that there are difficulties and challenges that women may face in finding suitable partners or achieving fulfillment in romantic relationships. Nor a dear little home with its cost. Lawrence cautions against aspiring to own a home, emphasizing that there is financial and emotional burden associated with owning a home that you have to pay. This line highlights the idea that material possessions come with their own set of costs and responsibilities, suggesting that if you try to chase wealth or status, it might come in the way of your personal happiness or fulfillment. Earning your living while you live is lost, and dull death comes in a day. So Lawrence criticizes the idea of sacrificing one's life and happiness to achieve financial success and security, suggesting that the true meaning of life cannot be found through material gain alone. Then he goes on to mention dull death, suggesting a life which is without meaning or passion, contrasting with the notion of living authentically. So it is quite different from the life that you and I know of today. The entire YouTube is full of ways of achieving success and financial freedom, but over here D.H. Lawrence is proposing that the true meaning of life is not just achieving material success, but life is beyond all this. Don't be sucked in by the so superior. Don't swallow the culture bait. He warns against being seduced or influenced by those who consider themselves superior. Just because people are at a higher position in life, that doesn't make them superior They might be superior in rank, yes, but sometimes people who are there, with utmost respect I'm saying this, you might be a person in authority, but remember, you have the power to make or break a person. And I also had one such experience where an authoritative person actually was on the verge of breaking me down, and on the other hand, another person in authority was trying to lift me up. So there is a difference that comes in. So the phrase culture bait suggests the allure of cultural norms and expectations, that is, the expectations of the society tend to influence the mind of individuals. However, Lawrence advises against excessive drinking, which can cloud the judgment and thought process of having self-awareness or personal growth. Do learn to discriminate. The word discriminate over here means to make careful differences or judgments. He encourages the reader to think critically and independently rather than blindly following the norms and expectations of the society. Do hold yourself together and fight with a hit here and a hit there. So Lawrence concludes by repeating the importance of being independent and practicing perseverance, that is hard work, requesting the reader to maintain their sense of integrity, respect and resilience even when faced by the pressures of the society. The repetition of hit suggests the idea of fighting back, resisting any kind of obstacles that might come in the way of a person, and a comfortable feeling at night that you've let a little air. That is, Lawrence suggests that by living authentically and resisting the pressures of the society, one can find comfort and satisfaction in knowing that one has been true to oneself. The metaphor of letting in a little air suggests the idea of allowing oneself some room to breathe and grow rather than being suffocated by societal expectations. You will often face certain situations in life where, just because the society is constantly posing questions at you, you might feel under this burden of trying to accept a particular job, a particular relationship which does not suit your thought process. That is the time you have to be strong and take a stand. You need to choose your path in life. You need to be the driver of your life. A little fresh air in the money sty knocked a little hole in the holy prison. Lawrence contrasts the suffocating nature of societal conformity with the idea of fresh air symbolizing freedom and authenticity. The phrase holy prison suggests the authority of social norms, which Lawrence views as restrictive. If you constantly are dictated by the thought processes of the society, you will not be able to breathe. It is going to literally strive you. So done your own little bit, made your own little try that the risen Christ should be risen. Lawrence emphasizes the importance of putting in individual effort and having agency or authority over one's life, suggesting that even small acts of resistance can contribute to personal growth and liberation. The reference to the risen Christ symbolizes the possibility of spiritual or personal renewal, suggesting that when you reject this conformity and you embrace or accept your own authenticity, you are going to achieve a sense of freedom, liberation, enlightenment, and you will feel so much more free. You are going to fly in the air. So let us quickly brush up what are the major themes of the poem. Firstly, it talks about individuality and authenticity, where the poet encourages the reader to resist the pressures of the society and live according to one's own values and desires. The poem also critiques conformity, which is demanded by the society, and instead proposes to rebel against oppressive norms and expectations. Lawrence also emphasizes the importance of maintaining personal respect and integrity and resisting any kind of temptation which might compromise one's values just in order to be accepted by the society. The poem also celebrates the importance of having autonomy and independence, requesting the readers to assert their own agency and make decisions based on one's own convictions instead of blindly following what the society thinks to be correct. And we see through this poem, the poet offers a critical perspective on the societal norms and expectations, highlighting how society can suffocate, restrict a person and not allow one to take one's decisions freely and independently. So that's it from this video. I hope you liked it. Do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more such future updates. Thank you for watching. Bye.